Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss Tom Ford's Black Orchid Reserve. Tom Ford's Black Orchid Reserve is the new addition to the Black Orchid family. Black Orchid showed its face maybe I think like 20 years ago or even a little bit more with a very spicy and chocolatey, truffle-y blend with Ylang-Ylang and something which was very dark and very opulent and considered to be of a different era. And Black Orchid was very unique at the time. It was something that you didn't smell around. It was the time when Tom Ford really released things that were really incredible and interesting and had their own kind of like vibe. Which you see less today because time progresses and others are copying it. But Black Orchid, whether you like it or not, was a huge success and was something very unique and intimate. And even before it got into kind of like a mass market thing, because when Tom Ford started with the fragrances, the company was indeed kind of like a small company when it came to the fashion brand, but also when they endeavored on the cosmetic part of it with the perfumes with Estee Lauder as a producer, I think at first, or was also Givaudan or it was IFF that was producing these perfumes. And I remember I got a sample of Black Orchid, like a little tiny bottle, and I liked it. It was very dark. It was very different. And I had some Tom Ford's fragrances before. I purchased Tuscan Leather, which smells to me like kind of like a raspberry ashtray. And I also had Italian Cypress, I believe, which was not so unique. But there was also Tom Ford, the first line for men, Extreme, which is no longer with us, which was kind of like a very Black Orchid for men, if you say, even though it's kind of like at the beginning it was marketed towards women and now it's kind of like unisex. And Black Orchid is a perfume that I own, but I never use it, but I love to use it like in the winter, but mostly I like to smell it emitting from other people. I don't know why, but it's always like seems to me like it's too opulent or too out there, even though I do like it and it does smell good. And when I smell it on other people, it's always something very surprising because I don't always recognize it. I mean, now when it became like so massive in recent years, so yes, but sometimes it smells very mineralic and dark and also very uplifting, and I'm speaking about the original version. I mean the mix of truffle and chocolate and ylang-ylang, there is something there which is and plum, which is very beautiful. And now we have the new version with Tilda Swinton leading kind of like the commercialized way of it, because the new creative director at Tom Ford is Heider Ackerman, her dear friend that dresses her for years. And this version is actually pretty good. Like, I like it. It's less sweet. It's more emphasis. It starts off with a blast of ylang-ylang, a bit more than you usually smell in the other version. And the ylang-ylang is very prominent at first. And it kind of like begins, or it could begin with this, what I called marinated death, which I associate with white flowers, like all the jasmine family. And usually the marinated death part is that white flowers can smell very musty. Sometimes it depends also on the type of jasmine, but ylang-ylang is kind of like the qualities of ylang-ylang, even though it's like kind of like a yellowish flower from the jasmine family, if I'm not mistaken, is that it smells very pineapple-y and very fruity, but also very comfortous at the same time. So it's a little bit different than jasmine. So you get like a burst of ylang-ylang, but it's a very muted ylang-ylang. It's not pineapple-y, it's not sunscreeny in any kind of way like other perfumes which are beachy. Like ylang-ylang tends to smell beachy, and they use them, the flowers, in many kind of like summery beach perfumes or sunscreens. So it's very muted, but it's very there. There is a dryness to it all. It's less sweet. It's more captivating in the way that the patchouli and the flowery notes, which are very strong at the beginning, are very dry. It gives a more drier, less sweet kind of experience, but then it settles down to kind of like smell more or less the same. Here comes the sun. Kind of like smell the same like the Black Orchid line. And in fact, there is something more kind of like comfortable in the way that it's less sweet, at least for me. Not that I'm bothered with the sweetness of the original. I like the original. And it lasts for forever. And like many other Tom Ford perfumes, it doesn't really develop so much towards the kind of like the whole enveloping and developing of the perfume. It's kind of like, you know, heralds itself and stays the same from beginning to end, except the opening, a very prominent opening of the Ylang-Ylang with a little bit of this marinated death. And who can, you know, like portray marinated death and decay more than Tilda Swinton? And it is a good release. I think that like the other releases kind of more like smelled the same. It was more of a marketing ploy. I think the brand, even though Tom Ford is not there anymore, is releasing many perfumes, like every month, at least two. I don't know, like I cannot follow. I think it does decrease sometimes the luxurious perception of a perfume line, like we saw in Dior, and we see it with Tom Ford, like bombarding it with more and more perfumes, give it kind of like lack of order and concentration, in my opinion. You see it with Pierre Guillaume, that has like endless perfumes. But this is a very good release, actually. It's done well. The dryness that they added to it kind of like makes me not bother about the very harsh flowery opening of Ylang-Ylang in the beginning, because the patchouli kind of like takes sway, and you know, the truffle and everything together into a stony like truffle-y kind of like base that we all know, and it makes it a very beautiful perfume that maybe can sit better with men if they felt kind of like wrong about using Black Orchid and a black and golden cap bottle. And it is a beautiful release, and it lasts forever, and you should definitely try it and get it if you have a problem with the sweetness of the original. This was my review of Black Orchid Reserve. If you liked it, please subscribe and press the like button and the bell so you can get notified for further videos. I will see you very soon. Bye!